Okay, so it is Monday, June 11th. I'm so excited that you guys could take time to hop on tonight. So, we're going to be talking a little bit about social media and a lot of just about Instagram tonight because I don't know if you guys had a chance yet to watch the team call recording from Team Boom with Michaela, and I'm not going to try to pronounce her last name, but it was super awesome. I did attach it in our team page, I think, today at some point, but I will post it again with this call. But I kind of want to dive into it because it was super awesome about that call is that she talked about her newsletter. And I thought that she just had a really cool approach to the whole invite strategy. And to be honest, this is actually how I started my entire business. Really just talking to people, asking them questions, getting to know them. And then it's just, 6 months to a year in, you start wondering like, oh, it has to be a numbers game. So I'm just going to talk to people and I don't have time to get to know them and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, it's just, if we do put that time in, it does end up rewarding us. Now, with that being said, I did put a slideshow together. It's not pretty, so I'm going to be updating this because I definitely want to be doing a social media training over the next 4 weeks. I think it's going to be a really big help just with the summer, planning content for the rest of the year, and just really getting into the habit of knowing how to talk about new programs and, just growing and being different and stepping outside of the box and thinking outside of the box, knowing that it doesn't always have to just be a group on Facebook. There's so many different ways that you can grow this business. And I think the more that you just sit down and get creative and have fun, that's where you really start to tap into that passion and see this is so much more than just an online business. So the first thing that I want to talk about just before we do get started is I want to talk a little bit about the National Wake Up Call if any of you were not on that today or haven't had a chance to listen to that. It was really good. You should definitely listen to it. Carl Deichler was the guest speaker, so that's the CEO of Beachbody, and he sort of shared his story. And I don't know, Carl's just awesome because there's just so much passion in everything that he says. I mean, he eats, sleeps, breathes, and believes in everything that he does and shares with Beachbody and coaches and just even the people closest to him too. It really redefines, in my opinion, what it means to work for a corporate company. Now, I don't know what his work to home life balance is like, but I can tell you that he's a really awesome CEO. So with that being said, he basically one of the things he talked about today was how really recognizing what is the difference between being in a gym and being at home to you. Okay, that's whether or not you might know that, it's one of the biggest barriers for us to break through as coaches is to show people the value that they can get from being at home. And one of my favorite things to actually talk to people about is explaining to them what it means to me when I'm working out. And the fact that I bring this really awesome energy into my space when I work out at home. And what's cool is because I work from home too, I still have all of that positivity kind of floating around me. Rather than so many people think like, oh, I need to get into the gym. I need to be surrounded by people to get into that mindset. And to me, it's like, but why wouldn't you want that creativity and that energy and all that positivity floating around in your own home? All right. I get that sometimes there's kids running around and there's a boyfriend or a dog or whatever it may be. But if you ask people, they'll genuinely give you 30 minutes of your time to yourself. Okay. That's just really a silly, silly excuse if you think about it. Okay. So he just kind of really talked about the difference between so many people doing this alone. Okay, it seems cool to be that fit girl on Instagram that's like going to the gym and videoing all the different ways that she's working her deltoids and things like that. And I get it. It's a passion for a lot of these people, and that's fine. But the difference is what they don't realize is that they're inspiring a lot of people that aren't going to take those actions to actually go to the gym. There's a lot of people just being inspired, but a lot of people aren't taking any action and doing anything about it, right? That's the difference with you as a coach. Is you're not just being like, here's my body and like my photos and buy these supplements because they're sparkly and say chocolate chip cookie dough on it or something like that. You're really trying to show these people that I'm going to change your life beyond a health and fitness program. Okay. I want more than just you to be a like on my page. I want you to be a friend that's doing life with me. Okay, so that's what you really do get to offer that's different from just somebody going to the gym and going home and meal planning by herself. All right, so share that with them. But he talked about Lift 4. So I'm just going to kind of run quickly through this. I'm going to be spending more time on this tomorrow, just because today I really just spent time on making this team call and stuff. But I am going to spend time focusing on Lift 4 tomorrow through the rest of the week, leading up to the 16th when the official program does launch. All 32 workouts of it, I think that there are. So a quick breakdown of Lift 4. This is from Joel Freeman, and super awesome. So what's really cool, guys, is this is an awesome opportunity for any of you pushing to rank advance, all right, especially before the end of the month or before July. Like, remember how Haley said, if you had to do it, you would make it happen. This is a really awesome opportunity right now that we have Lift 4 coming out, because as a coach, they get the opportunity to be in an exclusive group with Joel leading it every single day. That's so freaking cool. Okay, push that. Push that. Think about it this way. So many girls are so quick to just join a fit girl that has a ton of followers on Instagram, because, not going to lie, a lot of those girls do show up to their own groups in their communities. They're like an Instagram celebrity, more or less. So when those girls get to meet them, even if it's just virtually, it's exciting. Let them get that excited about meeting Joel, about meeting Autumn. Okay? Then let them just be that friend with them that's getting excited. It's like you're going to a concert together of your favorite musician or your favorite band. It's the same thing. Just because it might not be necessarily you that they're getting excited about because it wasn't your plan that you designed, you guys get to do this together. You're like on the same playing ground. And that's what makes this really different than it feeling like that personal trainer to client kind of relationship. You're just friends doing this together. So it's 4 days a week. Okay. And as of today, you're now going to have access to the B4 Lift 4. So it's going to be 4 workouts from the program. So like a preview of the program that you guys can do. And I definitely encourage you to be sharing this in your stories, sharing this on your page, talking about it, just saying it's a new, you want to call it a lifting, HIIT, and core focused program. Okay. So it's 4 days on, 3 days off. And what's cool is because you can get awesome results because of that mixture of high intensity training and strength training. Okay. The workouts are 40 minutes. So I think that's kind of like a nice balance between 30 and 60 from most of Beachbody workouts and 80-day obsession. It's kind of like quarter force length, and I really liked quarter force length workouts. They do have treat days, which is really cool, so that it's really nice to be able to create this as a lifestyle over the summer. So definitely push that. The fact that it's only 4 days a week, it's super flexible as far as the meal planning goes, because you do have treat days. So kind of like that mindset shift there. Instead of saying cheat days, you're just treat days. So definitely something awesome to push for the summer. Letting people know too that the biggest thing in the summertime is just not being held accountable, being here and there and traveling and going to the beach and being in a small hotel room and being in the car and going and visiting family, whatever. Really showing people that if you are serious about making this a lifestyle and you want to do more than just lose weight for a short time being, like, you want to make this a lifestyle. You want to wake up and you want to feel the energy that people who are active feel. You want to wake up and look in the mirror and be like excited as fuck to be the person that gets to be in your skin every day and live your life every day. So showing them that this really is a lifestyle because of the fact that they have all these workouts on the go, but more than that, this newest program, it's 4 days a week. They have treat days, but the best part is they're going to have accountability not only by you, but by thousands of other coaches and Joel himself. Okay, if you want to talk about accountability, 4 days a week, they totally got this. Okay? More than that, for any of you that are really pushing to make a big transformation or just to really change things up, maybe you've been doing the same program for a while, so you're looking to try to do something different, it's a great time to talk this one up. Be excited about something new. If you're excited about it, they're going to be excited about it. So what was I going to say? This is a really awesome opportunity too, as far as earning Success Club guys. Getting up to date on the news and stuff about what new programs are coming out. So when you log into your Coach Online Office, it's definitely something that once you hit Emerald rank, you want to be logging into your Coach Online Office and actually looking at that stuff. Like if you don't know what volume means and sponsorship drill down and you're just skipping over it because you don't know what it means, that's exactly why you highlight, copy, paste, and put that into YouTube or Google. And you figure out what it means. This is your potential $1 million business. Right? You gotta go out there and figure out what all that stuff is, but have fun with it too, right? Learning about volume might seem overwhelming for a second, but when you realize that it's making you money and you get to help other people do it too, it's like definitely something you would rather learn about, right? But the whole idea behind knowing about these programs and logging into your Coach Online Office is you're gonna see news and training, updates about Beachbody bars and new programs coming out or whatever the case may be. All right, that's going to give you that confidence that you've kind of prepared ahead of for this, and you know what you're talking about, and people see that you're excited about it, and you create that hype around it before it even comes out. But it is going to be called B4 Lift 4. They can get in VIP access today. So what you want to do is, I'm sure if you guys have been following a bunch of other coaches, they've been kind of talking about this and stuff too. But they can get VIP access if they sign up as a coach, with one of the challenge packs of Lift 4. Okay, as a coach, we can't order challenge packs. So to get into that test group, we have to purchase one of like the bundle packages or the deluxe package. There's a few options. I shared them today. So take a look at those. Of course, if this is something that you're interested in, for me, this is totally my workout style. So I'm all about this. So I'm going to kind of leave announcements at that. Do you guys have any questions about that? The National Wake Up Call? Did you listen to it? Any takeaways? Yada, yada. You can unmute yourselves too.
I have a quick question about this Lift 4. So
yeah,
if you get someone to do like a challenge pack then, so they only get a certain amount for workouts until it actually is released, or?
So they'll have all Beachbody on demand.
Okay.
They'll have all Beachbody on demand, and then they'll get, if they sign up as a coach at that time, they will get the access to those 4 workouts. If they only sign up as a customer, they don't get those 4 workouts early. They have to wait until the 16th, like everyone else, until it completely uploads.
Okay, I see.
Mm-hmm. As of right now, too, there is a preview group. So what's really cool is Google this because sometimes the link is kind of hard to find, but you can give them a free workout of Lift 4, and they don't even have to enter their credit card number or anything like that. They can just try Lift 4. So just Google it. I'm not 100% sure where exactly to find that. I heard that this morning on the National Wake Up Call. Again, Lift 4 is literally all on my to-do list tomorrow, so I'll learn more about that. Wednesday for Coach Basics, I'll talk a little bit more about that too. Sound good? Okay, awesome. So let's just, what was I going to say? Put that down here so we don't forget. Okay, so let's dive into tonight's call. I'm super excited about this. Again, I don't want to be so annoying, guys, but there's one thing I can say is please listen to that call from Michaela. It was really, really good. And I just think that, like, I don't know, I just have really started to believe that the universe puts people into your life for a reason. I think that everybody plays a certain role. And I think that it's really cool. Like, I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me or people that I've talked to that I eventually find out are coaches or were coaches that said things like, you know, I couldn't even hit Emerald, or my upline never talked to me, or we never did team calls, or whatever it might be. You know, at the end of the day, I do believe that you get out of this what you put into this, whether or not you have an upline. Like, you could literally become $1 million earner as a coach by just YouTubing everything. But what's really cool is that out of every team that Michaela could have possibly found on Instagram, or that could have possibly found her, and she said no for, like, I don't even know, I guess 4 to 5 months. Yeah. So she said no for like 5 months. And from the first month that she signed up, she's earned Success Club 50 plus every single month. More than that, she's not only just a teacher, but she's like on the leadership board, and she does extracurricular things with the school. Like, she does so much. She's working more than just like 50 hours a week. All right. But she literally says that she puts 2 to 3 hours of work into her business every single night. And that right there that's just dedication. And one of the things that I really loved that she had said in the call was that, before I messed it up, and I did take a bunch of notes on it. I don't want to dive too much into that because it's not what the call's about. But she did say, she was like, you just have to treat it like a 6-figure business. She said she just loves the grind. She became obsessed with the grind. You need to work your ass off and just get obsessed with how success feels. One of my favorite lines out of the book Start that I've been reading is he says, most people only work enough that it feels like work. Most people never work past the threshold where that work starts to actually reward you and it becomes that passion. Okay? So many people look at people that say, my passion, right? Like, my sister thinks that shit sounds fucking cheesy. I kid you not. And unfortunately for Natalie, it's literally going to take me throwing a $5,000 a week paycheck into her face for her to be like, okay, what do you do now? Right? And that's just how it is for some people. But it's the people like us that see the vision long before the road is laid out, that you see the top of the staircase before like you've even broken through the clouds. You're the people that are going to lead the way. Okay, so you have to share that faith and you have to share that belief and let people know that you understand that you're different. Own that. Own that. I know that the fact that every single one of you that are on this call right now, call me crazy, but I bet at one point in your life, at least one point in your life, you've had a moment where you've like thought internally, like, I just know I'm different than other people. And I don't know why, but I just know that I'm meant for something big. And I have no idea what it might be right now, but I'm just not going to stop and I can't settle. Just no matter where I am in life or how much push comes to shove, I will keep going. And that is so fucking powerful. You know, like if there's one thing I write down that I'm grateful for every day, it's that I will not ever live an average life. I don't care if I have to max out 18 credit cards to make that shit happen because I know eventually I'll pay it all off. But I would rather hustle every day for my dream and die knowing that I did everything that I could just to live that kind of life than just settling. Have that passion and that belief. Guys, nobody is ever going to work hard for your business or as hard for your business as you will. No one's ever going to work out for your goals as hard as you will. And no one will ever care about your freedom as much as you do. Okay? So lead the way. And with that being said, I'm really excited to dive into this. So because I said that I'm going to be making this kind of like a 4-part thing, I'm going to be decorating this. I just kind of wanted to put out the content and not get super distracted. So definitely take notes, but I'm really, really excited. And yeah, so let's just dive into this. So give me a second here. Okay. So first thing is, I just want to take it back to basics and ask you guys a few questions, okay? This is stuff that you can either just write the question down, you can just take a screenshot, whatever works for you. See if I can zoom in a little bit. Sorry. Okay. So, move this over. Okay, so just taking it back to basics. So I'm going to ask a question at the end of this, but again, guys, I know this is going to be so corny and it's going to sound so repetitive, but you have no idea how hard it can be and how many times you might think, I don't know what to post today, right? Don't overcomplicate this. Why did you start your coaching business? Why? You might think that you talk about it a lot, but you'd be surprised how infrequently so many of us do. If you actually scroll back through your page, you'd be surprised to see that maybe 1 out of the past 10 posts you've actually shared like a true, authentic part of your story. And guys, remember that most people are going to gauge or judge you based off of the first 6 photos on your page. So if you don't share a story that relates to them or that they relate to in one way, shape, or form, they're not going to follow you. They're not going to stop and read, and they're going to leave. That's why it's really important that you always remember why you started this, so that you don't lose sight of the people or the person that you were that needed this, that wanted this. Another cool question to think about is, because a lot of people think like, well, I started this for, accountability, but, no one's joining me or whatever it might be. Guys, we can sit around and think about all the reasons that we might not make a great coach. Okay. At this point now I'm seeing all these teachers killing it. And I'm like, I'm so not a teacher, so I can't be good at this business. Right. But that's not true. Instead, you have to think, what do you do better than anyone else you know? What makes you so effing awesome? There's a million things, but I want you to really dial in on 3 to 5 of those and blast those. Use those as your personal brand. Own them. Trademark them in any way that you want to, but just make them authentically yours and use those as your superpower. Because like that call that I loved of Brittany Leggett on Ashley Feldison's team call, when she had said the only thing that stands between where we are now and her making $10,000+ in a week is the time. She's been a coach for 5+ years, and her personality. So what do you do better than anyone else? You own you. So what are you? Who are you? Own that. Share that. And that could be something like, every line to every Disney movie musical. I don't know. Or you do pistol squats better than anybody that you know. Or you make a really good chocolate chip cookie. Anything like that, guys. That's what people are going to relate to you on. Another thing is, and I think that a lot of us kind of forget this, is how are you learning and growing in your personal fitness and business journey every day? This is taking it back to basics, guys. It's not just that you're working out, but like, if you're working out, have you really dove into a meal plan yet? Have you really figured out why timed nutrition? What is timed nutrition? Sometimes I forget that because I'm a personal trainer, that just because what's common sense to me, it's not always common practice, that's for sure, but it's definitely not common sense to everybody else. So for that, if you want to be that person that shows people, I might not have a health and fitness background, but I don't need one, because I know that I can go out and learn on my own, and I make time to learn and study and be that coach that my girls need. So I'm going to figure out why is Lift 4 so awesome? Why can you only work out 4 days a week and still see the same results as you would in 80-day obsession? What's the difference of the combination of those workouts? What makes Shakeology so awesome? If there's definitely somebody that I would definitely talk to is Katie. I think that Katie is so great at sharing Shakeology above everybody else. And it's just having that belief in it. I mean, she shares it all the time. And you have to own it, guys. It can be very easy for somebody to just judge you for drinking a shake. I mean, they're everywhere these days. And the problem is that a lot of people just aren't educated. They just don't know what they are. So you have to be educated, and you got to educate them. We're one of the first things, probably a million times I've probably said this, but you really want your post to do one of 3 things. You either want them to educate, empower, or entertain. Okay, so educate them on what Shakeology is. Educate them on our workouts. You got to grow and learn in your personal fitness business so that they see that it doesn't matter that you didn't go and spend $1,500 on another piece of paper and just took a test after you read a book. Okay, that does not make you a personal trainer. There's no difference between you and them. They took a test, and I'm telling you because I am one. Okay, you have so much more to offer. You just got to share that, and you got to make that time and just set that time aside to learn about new programs and different ways that it's going to help them. On top of that, your business journey. Okay, guys, if there's one thing that I definitely have failed to do in my business, and something that the past month I've been making so much time and effort to do, is really be a student again. Okay, it's not just that you opened an Instagram, you post, and you use 30 hashtags. But do you know if your hashtags are working? Do you know the people that are using those same hashtags? Like, have you ever clicked on them to see who's using them, following them? You know, have you, let me see, like, what's another one? As far as like your business, what time of day you're posting? Have you thought about doing things like a follow for follow or a shout out Friday? Okay, I've been getting reached out to, and a few girls have asked me to like shout them out in their stories on Fridays if I shout them out in mine. And it's a cool way for them, their followers, to see me and my followers to see them. But I wouldn't have known about that if I wasn't even YouTubing different ways to grow your following. It's repetitive and boring AF to scroll through and follow. I'll do it, whatever, like a monkey can do that, I can do that, and I'll do it. I get that part of it's a numbers game, but at the same time, like, I want to grow my business. I want to be a girl boss. I want to be a girl boss. I don't want to just, like Mandy Kai said that on one of the week team calls, is I don't want to just use hashtag girl boss on a photo. I want to legit be that girl that is growing an email following, that has a newsletter, that's putting out free awesome fucking content that I don't even have to invite, because I'm just putting free awesomeness out all the time that they're coming to me. How good does that feel for people to come to you? It feels like awesome, right? It doesn't feel salesy. It feels like you're sharing your journey, but you have got to learn. You can't just add value by talking the talk. You got to walk it. You got to show them that you're out there learning new things, that you are here to expand and grow your business. Because guys, a lot of people they're just afraid they're not going to be a good entrepreneur. They're afraid that they're not going to know how to grow a following on Instagram. So you got to learn how to follow or grow a following. You got to show them you're growing a following and then teach them. Own that confidence. So the last one that I want to ask you guys are, again, what are your 5 pillars? This is something I said a bunch of times that Jenna's done really, really well in specifying clearly on her page. And what I think is cool too is when you scroll through somebody's page and you can see exactly what they've written out in their bio, in their photos, that just ties those words to the photo. Okay, that just builds that trust. But knowing what are the 5 things that make you you? Okay, and so just a few things off the top of my head that I see that are a few of the pillars that are pretty common are things like fashion, things like dog moms, things like pizza and wine people, or even if you're like a donut person or one of those like kind of hipster fad food thing trends that have been going around. It could be maybe you're a big scrapbooker. It could be that you're a gardener. It could be that you're big into faith or you're a big family person, right? Or I don't know, anything like that, like any hobbies and interests that you have, places you want to visit. So narrowing in on those so that that's what you're putting out there. Guys, you have to have some structure to your social media. It can't just be you want to post this and that and whatever and whatever. You are building a business. And remember, at any point in time that you don't want to do that and you want to be free-flowing and post whatever, that's totally fine. But if you want to build a business and you want to turn your Instagram into something that's profitable and you're able to like predict your weekly income off of that, then you do have to have some sort of structure. And to be honest, it kind of makes it fun because when you have structure, basically, in my opinion, what that means is you've narrowed in on the things that you enjoy talking about, you enjoy posting about, and you enjoy doing, and you're just getting rid of all of the fluff that you think you need to post. Okay, that's just basically what structure means. All right, and the better part about that is that if you have 5 pillars max, say you have maybe 3 pillars. I think I'm kind of in the 3 to 4 range, so that's totally cool if you don't have a total of 5. All right, but what's going to happen is that's 5 totally different types of people that you're going to attract. So no matter what, as long as in one of the last 6 to 9 photos you've shared your 5 pillars, you're going to attract them. So it keeps it easy for you to stay focused on what it is that you're talking about, why you're here, and it helps you like you won't have as many I don't know what to post about moments. Okay? So this is another idea that I thought was really cool. I heard this maybe on like the past, maybe like 3 national makeup calls ago, but she talked about keeping a list of your stories. So I've just been doing this. I have just this little notebook and I write down all of the things about me. And I'm going to kind of branch off on this because I don't really know how to describe these in categories. So I'm going to let you guys do that in your own way. But when I wrote down my list of stories, here's a few of the things that I wrote down. I wrote down that I was always a quitter. I quit 17 jobs between graduating college and finding Beachbody. 17. That was like 2 years. So that's a thing. I'm a quitter. 2 is part of my story is my eating disorder. Part of my story, though, is also personal trainer. So like wanting to start my own business, but doing it the brick and mortar route and without a lot of research and just doing what most other people had done before me. Okay. Other part of my story, though, is like the broke college grad that want to just be the free bird hippie and travel and live out of a van, right? There's so many different stories that you have. But then there's also the things like the fact that I come from a small town. I don't have a super big family. My family is very close-knit and tight and crazy, but I love them. Stories like I've been in a relationship for 7 years. Stories like Ben and we move around a lot. Like we don't like to stay in one place for too long. Writing all of these things down. Like, holy crap. That's like a millionth of my entire life. Imagine how many stories that you have. When you start writing all of that stuff down, you can't stop. You literally cannot stop. So just think about tying that story into why you became a coach. Or more than that. It doesn't even always have to relate back to coaching, guys. It could relate just back to community. It could relate back to what Ashley Feldison always says is having an outlet, right? A place that you can come home and just immerse yourself into. Something that can embrace you. Something that's not asking you about your work day and the bills and the laundry and school and that bullshit. It's like, hey, so like, what are your goals for the month? Or how's your workout going? Like that, like surround yourself with those people. So that kind of outlet. So easiest thing is keep it in one notebook so that you can more or less kind of keep it organized. You can flip to it if you're not really sure what to post about one day, and just makes it more convenient. But the other thing is you just want to kind of share this stuff every day in a few different ways. So real time. I don't really do this often, but I did it today, and I was really surprised from the feedback that I got. But I had over 388 people watch my live story today, and that was like probably one of the highest that I've ever had just in my stories in general. Like a few times I've hit maybe over like 400 viewers, but it's usually around like 250 to 300 for me right now. So for live being like that, I was really blown away. I have no idea if the workout thing went well, but I went live and it was just to test it out. Try it. I'm awkward. I moved my camera around. I was not in the same spot. It was awkward as hell, but it doesn't matter because I did it, and done is better than perfect. And now I can tweak it and figure out what worked and what didn't. And so if I watch it back and I thank these people, I'm going to ask them for their feedback. And I bet you what they're going to say is try not to move around a lot. Try not to talk so fast. Chill out, So just asking them for feedback. It doesn't always have to just be an invite. But sharing your life in real time. You're at the grocery store, go live. You're wrestling with your brother in the living room and your mom's making dinner, go live. You're walking your dog, go live because you had a thought. You're chilling by the pool and you read something super awesome in your personal development. Go live and just ramble. Let people see that you are that different person. Because guys, it's people like you that change the world. It really is. But you got to let them know that you're not just this perfect 15-second clip of a human being, right? That you could have recorded yourself doing that same story 18 times until you got it perfectly, right? Like, okay, I totally get it. In the car, Ben and I were going today to go walking around because I saw an alligator on Saturday and I've just been obsessed with wanting to see another one. We're in the car and I'm like, I literally cannot breathe in my mom jeans. I was so excited that I bought these mom jeans. In the past 3 weeks, I seriously cannot fit into them. And it's been awful. And it's like suffocation status to the extremes. Like I can't even sit down in them. So in the car and I'm like trying to take a story and talk and suck in at the same time. I was like, I'm literally going to pass out. So I'm like, you know what? F it. So just unbuttoned my jeans and Ben looks over and I was like, well, I guess I'm truly embracing the whole status of this being mom jeans. So I could have sat there and came up with the perfect angle, whatever. And I'm just like, you know what? This is owning your weird. And I'm probably going to regret this. And if I had kids, they'd probably kill me. But Who cares? You know, this is going to trap that person. Like Katie's laughing right now, you know? So it totally works. Just do that stuff. Put yourself out there. People just know that you're not afraid to like be you. They're going to want to be a part of what you're doing. They're going to see that you're doing big things. Obviously sharing this stuff in your stories too. Guys, really having a plan has helped me so much. You see, I've just gone off on probably 87 tangents since we started this call. That's why I literally had to write down what am I talking about in my stories every day. Because 24 hours later, I'm like, I have no idea what I talked about. I'm a goldfish. I can't remember anything. So I had to literally write down symbols of today talk about coaching. And then I even like cross it off after I do it. Or sometimes I'm like, whoops. And then I just, whatever, move on the next day and we just continue and keep kicking ass. Obviously with your posts, but more than that, share your story with your challengers, guys. Remember that when people order from you, it doesn't stop just there. All right? Now, there are going to be some people that you can't help. So recently, I have had 2 challengers that I've tried to reach out to many times, not respond, and reach out to other coaches, which is cool, whatever. I'm happy that they're at least reaching out to somebody, you know? But you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea sometimes. That's why it's really important that you bring people into our groups, because maybe you did hit it off in that initial conversation, but there are going to be just some people, the personalities just don't click, and that's okay. But when you connect them to our groups, like our online fitness studio, they might find somebody else in the team that they really get along with, and they're going to stay because of that person. Remember that your success and their success is not dependent on your upline or their upline. If they're going to kick ass, they're going to kick ass regardless of whether or not you've helped them. Same with you. Even if I quit tomorrow, I hope that every single one of you would go on despite me and in spite of me, okay? But then obviously definitely sharing it with them, just letting them know why you're here, why you're doing all of this. And more than that, don't be afraid to talk to your challengers about coaching. Be really surprised, like every now and then just throw it out. You're showing up every day. Why not? Okay? So, I know we're going a little bit off of this, but this really is going to help you guys with social media. Okay, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to share, but I am going to just give you a bunch of ideas so you can really just sit down and just start brainstorming, like, what do you want to put out there? I guess let me just stop sharing this real quick and sort of just open this up, and you guys can unmute yourselves real quick. Just sort of talk to me about, actually, let me try to unmute you for the love of God. Okay, you're all free. Except you, Alexia. You're locked in. Okay, there you go. What are you guys thinking? What ideas do you have? How do you feel about social media? Does this help?
I'm having a really hard time. Never posted a live video.
Yes.
Girl.
Why?
I hate my voice.
What?
Yeah.
Why do you hate? Okay, Jenna, didn't you say you hate your voice too?
Exactly me too. Don't worry. That's me.
Gosh, I hear my voice and I just.
No, that's exactly why I'm like afraid to, because I keep replaying it over and over and over again, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just post it and not listen to it again for the rest of it.
Like talking right now, I'm thinking about my voice, but when you're in person with me, I don't think twice about it. It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's an echo, obviously, so there's all of that, and everybody's computer or whatever they're listening on is different. But let me share this with you real quick. So you guys have heard me talk about Mastering Your Mean Girl, the book, and like how I'm obsessed with it. So Melissa Ambrosini has a podcast. Okay, so I was in love with this book. If you looked at the book, it is highlighted in 18 different colors because I've read it like 19 different times. That doesn't make sense. So 18 and 18. Anyway, so I listened to her podcast, and I kid you not, I was like, I couldn't listen to her only because the Australian accent was so thick and strong. And I was like, I'm going to just read. I'm going to read the book. Guys, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. But guess what? She has over 1 million podcast subscribers. Do you think she's giving a shit about me in North Carolina across the world? No, she's not. Because guess what? I bought her book anyway. She still wins. Okay? Don't think about your voice. First off, you're both absolutely gorgeous. Nobody's listening and hearing your voice because they're just your beauty speaks louder than anything else. Your confidence speaks louder than anything else. Your passion, your hustle, your heart, all of that speaks louder than what you might think that they're hearing. Okay? And you have something awesome to share and you need to go out and do that. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. They're following you for a reason. They are. And I promise you, the second that you do that, it's going to make this so easy, Katie, especially for you because you have been here for a while, to say to them when they become a coach, I know that you're scared to post. See how long it took me to do this and be like, now do it in like a 16th of the time it took me. Let's go. Right? So the faster you do it, the faster they're going to do it. I know it's scary, but literally if you watch my live recording, it's ridiculous. And I live recorded the most boring part of my workout today too. I'm halfway through it, kicking myself, and I was like, you know what, just effing post it. Who cares? Because it's going to disappear tomorrow anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And you can always start fresh. But what you're going to find are people are going to engage with you so much more because they're going to hear your voice every time they read your posts.
It's so creepy.
I know, but it does help. But you can hear me, right, when I'm talking? Like, yeah. I can totally hear you guys when I read your posts every time. And that's what makes – yeah.
That's an awful thought.
So my suggestion would be – so I've been kind of like looking up real organic ways to grow your Instagram instead of just following. Guys, it is going to take – you do have to follow people. At the end of the day, like, it's something I don't want you to have to do forever. But in the beginning, it is part of the getting started, going through the grind and working your way up. You're going to have to go out and just follow people. But with that being said, definitely take time to learn how to grow your following by doing shout outs, reaching out to people and asking them, the people that have about the same amount of followers as you, that have the same kind of niche that you do, but obviously you're not a Beachbody coach, okay? And you basically just want to say like, hey, I love your content. Actually, I can show it to you. I have one that I wrote up somewhere. And I'll attach it. Honestly, I've only used it 4 times, so I can't say that it's worked yet, so I haven't posted it. But I had a girl that said this to me. Hey, lady, I really love your page, and I was wondering if you want to do a little story shout-out exchange. That's how she worded it. Just like we each take a screenshot of each other's profiles and post on our stories so we can help each other gain some followers and momentum. Follow Friday, so if you would like to, I'll be posting yours this Friday, June 1st. So a girl did that for me, and so I shouted hers out, and she shouted mine out. So super simple. So that was like a cool kind of way to go about that. But as far as growing your account and doing things like stories and live videos are really awesome, guys, in the fact that it's one of Instagram's newest features, okay? And how social media works is they want you to use their new shit. The more that you use their new features, the more they are going to bump your feed up into your followers' pages. And isn't that what you want? You want your friends to see you when they're scrolling through your feed. Like, I never see my sister when I scroll through Instagram, ever. And it's because I don't engage on her stuff and she's salty and doesn't like my shit, so whatever. So because of that, I literally have to search her. But you guys, it's like literally constant. Like, you're the only people in my feed, right? So you want that to be the same way with all of those other people. So quick couple of ways that I'm growing my following, and this is going to be something that I'm just going to direct one whole call to it, just about how to grow your following authentically. But these are my quick tips. If you're open to going live, okay, if you're open to this, do it every day for 2 weeks straight. It doesn't have to be anything more than 5 to 10 minutes, and it can be about anything that you want, as long as it fits your 5 pillars. So don't overthink this. Say, hopefully one of your 5 pillars is health and fitness. Okay, so Katie, for example, fun little idea that you could do is you are the yoga girl. You've built that relationship. You've built that trust. People know that they can come to your page and you are going to share a yoga pose. Like, that is trust and that is consistency. Go in there and show people they don't have to be flexible. Show them how to get into a pigeon pose. Show them how to stretch out in downward dog. Show them different ways to flow through a sun salutation. There's 5 minutes, over, done. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Let me know if that helped. I'll see you tomorrow. Done. So simple. Free value. And if they can be like, yeah, I'm just like nervous to go to yoga class. Oh, girl, don't worry. I can totally hook you up with a total virtual yoga studio right at home. And that's how that happens. Alexia, you can go live and talking to the girl right now. Like right now I have 3 girls who, 2 girls are recovering from ACL injuries. Another girl is from like some like tendon, I don't know, whatever. So these girls, like they can't work out and stuff. Or they can only do like certain things, that they can't do a lot of high impact kind of stuff. So what's cool for them is what you could be doing is showing them the mixture that you've kind of thrown together this week. Or that health and fitness is so much more than just working out. Here's my meal plan for the week. Here's how I mentally deal with the fact that I can't work out. There's so many people will start a journey and beat themselves up because they get hurt, or they got sore and they had to take time off, or they went on vacation. Show them that there's so many other ways to take care of yourself other than working out. So doing that, it's an experiment. Okay, it's an experiment. So it's something that if you're going to do it, make time for it. Do it. Okay? But you want to make sure that it's one of your 5 pillars. So it doesn't have to be the same one every day, especially if you shared in your bio and on your page your 5 pillars. It's not going to be weird for them to be in your live video. But you do want to try for it to be around the same time as much as you can. For a couple of different reasons. One, it's going to help you build that consistency. Okay? It's going to help you get into the habit of doing it at the same time every night, just like your workout or when you wake up in the morning. Okay? But then more than that, it's going to help them know when you're going to be on. Okay? You can even go in your stories the night before and be like, hey guys, like I'm going to start going live. I'm freaking the F out. So I just want to like give you a heads up. If you want to, you can even turn on notifications so that when I do go live, you can come and support me right away before I throw up. Okay? Bye. So just do something like that. Make it fun and let them know that you're totally real. Second thing that I'm suggesting as far as growing your account is, and I'm sure that you guys are already doing this, using your location on your stories. But not just doing that, guys, swiping up and looking at where are you getting the top viewers from and jotting and recording those cities. I can tell you right now, I don't get any traction from posting Pittsburgh. And I went to Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh. It's one of my favorite cities in the country. I don't get a lot. A lot of people aren't active on Instagram in Pittsburgh, apparently. Okay? But when I use Boston, I get a lot. Huntington Beach, California, though I've never been, I get a lot there. Colorado, I get a lot, as well as in Wilmington. So think what works for you. And so now I'm not wasting time by doing cities that aren't getting a lot of viewers. I'm able to be more efficient and intentional on my posts. So that's for that. And then the last one I just want to throw out there was the, what's the word I'm looking for? Joining, or not necessarily joining, but connecting with your larger community. Okay, so what that means is we fall into one of a few categories, and you can kind of pick which one you think you fall into more so. Okay, it can either be, and I have them broken down here real quick for you guys, so that you can really narrow in on who it is that you're trying to connect with. Okay, so either motivation and inspiration, success and personal development, business and entrepreneurship, fitness and nutrition, beauty and fashion, or travel and adventure. So just kind of think, if you had to pick one or two, what sticks out to you the most? And what you want to start doing now is, this is the stuff that you do after you do your power hours, after you've gotten your invites out, after you've done your follows, after you have moved your business forward with what you can do now. Okay? You want to use what you already know to grow your business now, to do your power hours. And then with your leftover time, and maybe you don't have any during the week, maybe all of this happens on a Saturday morning while your boyfriend or husband or parents are still sleeping, or it happens late on a Saturday night and you're not going out with friends because you are at home YouTubing how to do a shout out for a story. I don't know. Okay? But just knowing that do your stuff first with what you do know, learn one little cool new thing at a time, and then implement it until it becomes a habit. Learn something else, practice, and implement it until it becomes a habit. And then just keep growing. The worst thing you guys can do is put this pressure on yourselves to feel like you have to do it all right now. Okay? One at a time. Because at the end of the day, even if you try to do it all, fast forward, you're going to end up having to come back and then do it one at a time. So just do it one at a time now anyway. So think what is most important to you right now. And to me, mine really is growing my following and growing it authentically. I really want to scroll through and see, I want to get 40 to 100 comments on my page of girls that are just like me. That just makes me so excited to think about people reading my posts and commenting. Because I love commenting on people's pages. I love commenting on their posts. And when I get a comment and not just a like, it means so much to me. And I know that's cheesy, but I know that it's not always easy to just stop and comment on somebody's page. So it means a lot to me. So that's a goal of mine. So that is what I'm spending my time looking and doing. So just think what is most important to you right now, and then study that, learn that, and share that. Okay? So I'm going to go back to this just super quick so we can kind of finish this off. And then if you guys have any questions, just either chat them in the box, or we can, I'll continue this on our call for next week. So again, this kind of goes hand in hand with your stories, but just knowing why you're here and what you do have to offer. So something that I kind of wrote down as just kind of like, this is a little bit of the story thing, but really just getting a general idea of my 4-part story. Who was I? What needed to change? Why and how did I find coaching? And what am I doing with it? Okay. So letting people know that I do have the burned out college grad lifestyle, but then also the hopping from job to job, which is not typical of a college person that goes for like a specific degree, so my parents say. And just all these little things that make me me. Overcoming my ED and doubt and anxiety. But then also showing girls that you can be the CEO of your life. And showing people that I'm hustling my way out of debt. Not being afraid to talk about things like money, like what you want. You know, like last week I shared that I want to go to a hotel for Ben's birthday when we're in Mexico, and it's literally like $600 to $700 a night. And my first thought, just because for so long I've grown up with this bad relationship with money because my parents, I wasn't raised with a lot of it, was like, holy fuck, that's so expensive, that's so stupid, like I could just go to like a $30 hotel, blah, blah, blah. But it's just the principle of the matter. It's that I know that the only thing standing between me and Ben going to that hotel is me working on my own business. That's the only thing. Because if I work on this, I make money. And if I make money, then I can afford to go there. And I do want to be able to do beautiful, extraordinary, luxurious things like that. Not all the time, but it's something that's important to me. And so don't be afraid to think about those things and share that stuff. Because guys, if you're afraid to say that you want to buy, I don't know, like a Range Rover or something, then it's going to make all the people following you feel guilty for wanting to like buy a Chanel bag. You know, like be selfish, be a girl. Okay, deep down, we all have that part of us that wants something materialistic. It's not bad to share that stuff. Not all the time, but every now and then definitely let them know, because that's what you're going to relate on. I don't relate to people that want to like design their whole house and spend hours and weeks and months in Pottery Barn. Like I have no desire to do any of that. Like ugh. Somebody can come and design my house and I will love them forever, and I'm probably going to think it's beautiful and I will pin that stuff, but I have no interest in that. Whereas a lot of girls do. So there's so many people that will pin or in their story show their dream home and their dream kitchen, their dream bathroom and things like that. That stuff's cool to me, but I wouldn't stop and be like, oh my God, like, yes, you and I are the same. I would never stop and say that to somebody. But if I see somebody like picked up and her boyfriend got engaged in Zion View and it was amazing and beautiful, I'd be like, oh my God, we need to be best friends, right? So sharing all of that stuff, even if it is a little materialistic, okay? It doesn't always just have to be your struggle story, right? So the last thing I want to talk to you guys is just quickly about power hour ideas. This really kind of ties off of Michaela's video, but just really putting that relationship first. So how she described it, and it's funny because it's something that I used to say to my team all the time about a year and a half ago, is that your invite really should just be that first message. Okay, guys, I know that sometimes we can get really wrapped up in the tally marks and I'm sending 30 to 40 invites a day. And if that's working for you, do it. Keep doing it. It's what Kate Morgan and Ashley Feldison and Caroline Nathan and Haley Christian do. They are inviting a lot of people and it's a numbers game and people are going to join. On top of sharing their journey and being very genuine and authentic and nice and all that stuff. But they're talking to a lot of people and a lot of it is just an invite. Okay? So your invite can be whatever fits your personality. If you want to call an invite reaching out to somebody and just saying like, hey, your page is super badass. Are you a coach too? No, you didn't ask them to join a sneak peek or to join your team, but you put the idea out there. That's an invite. Or like, hey girl, thanks so much for loving my progress photo. Are you on your own health and fitness journey? That's an invite. You're starting a conversation. Okay. Other than I liked that what she did was how she says that she talks to the people and really checks out the people's pages who liked her last story. She's saying that these are the people that really pay attention to you and that listen the whole way through. So give them your time rather than just the people on your first story. Okay, who are the people that are watching the whole way through? Take time to look at their profile, comment, just be genuine, be their friend, and truly message them something honest before you throw out that invite. So this is something that I want to kind of start to show my outline and layout for on Wednesday is my newsletter, and how I definitely am going to encourage all of you guys to start taking time to do this, whether it's just one newsletter that you just have month to month, or it's one that you are putting out weekly, one that you're putting out daily. Guys, you can do whatever you want. Have fun with this. If that's the creative side of you is like screaming heck yes, go for it. If the side of you that's like, oh my God, overwhelming, no, then don't do it or try once a month, okay? The whole idea though behind it is putting in a little effort in the beginning to really save you some time and kind of skip through all of the small talk and just really get down to what they are here for and what you can offer them. Donuts are different though. I'm definitely still going to be doing donut invites about 30 to 40. To be honest, it's about 30 until I get blocked. If I can get up to 40, I will. But other than that, most of my power hour now is just going through, scrolling my stories, chatting with people, scrolling my feed, commenting on their page, and just talking to them. Posting every day in my stories and actually adding a poll rather than just saying, message me. So adding a poll so they can vote a little bit easier, because then I can straight up invite from a poll. Hey girl, you voted on my poll and you said that you want to lose some weight. Like, this is what I have going on. Tell me about your journey. Okay? Rather than just saying, because you watched it, I'm going to invite you. Do you kind of see the difference there? Okay. So that is all I have for right now. Do you guys have anything that you want to add? What did you think? Was that helpful?
Helpful.
Awesome sauce.
I talked in my stories today.
I have to still go through all of your guys' page tonight. So I'm excited. I'll definitely check that out.
It's just like a little tip. I have to like start building it, but it's just like a water tip.
But that's so, honestly though, what we find to be so silly are the things that change somebody's life. The one thing I will never forget, and I wish that you had a chance to meet her, is one of my first ever like rock star coach. Her name was Ashley, and she joined because she was in a free group. And I didn't put any time and effort into this free group. And this girl showed up like a total rock star and just kept saying, your free group changed my life. And I'm like, You changed my free group's life. So let's just be honest here. Your water tip, you have no idea how many people that reached today. It really, really did. And honestly, I was listening to a podcast. Definitely check out this podcast. It's awesome. I love it. Her voice is actually a podcast I can listen to. I think I was talking to one of you the other week, and I was like, sometimes podcasts, their voices, it can kind of bother me. Just listening to people talk for a while, if that makes sense. I can listen for like 5 to 10 minutes, but some podcasts are a little bit longer. I only listen to 15 minutes of this, and I'm going to listen to the other 15 minutes tomorrow. I get too distracted just listening. But it was, her Instagram name is Jules Solomon. I'll text this to you guys now. And I'm going to find, I posted in my stories today. Let me find it. Okay. It was. Oh, the Influencer Podcast. And it was how to grow, stay authentic, and something on Instagram. I can't see the rest because it's a screenshot. But anyway, it's really, really good. It was about 40 minutes long, but it's definitely something to just play on in the background. Do your power hour, play it in the background. And literally what I did was I set my alarm for 40 minutes. And I listened to 40 minutes of, not this one, but another podcast, Michaela's team call today. So I'm alarmed for 40 minutes. I watched 40 minutes of that team call, and all I did was follow-ups. Okay? And I didn't even think about it because it's kind of like you're watching a TV show. Get so excited about the fact that, like, at the end, it's not the fake character on the TV show that's getting all of her dreams to come true. At the end of the podcast, it's you growing and doing something different in your business and life than you were just doing 30 minutes ago. It's all the little things that you're learning along the way that are going to make a huge difference. But definitely listen to that. That was a really good podcast. I think that you guys would enjoy that. But I'm sorry. One of the things that she was saying is just dish tip after tip after tip. Literally don't stop adding value and sharing free shit. It's something that I've definitely slacked on, and you might not get a lot of likes on that at first because it's a little bit different from your content. Guys, you're never going to get as many likes on a post as you will when you are just in a selfie, in cute clothes, or in a swimsuit. Okay, I'm sorry, it's just point blank. Even Ben helping me invite, he's like, it's crazy the difference between some girls. He's like, these girls have 300 likes on a photo with their dog, but then they'll have 1,000 when they're in a bikini on a boat. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And it was actually kind of funny. I hope this shouldn't be offensive, but anyway, he was like, I feel like if anybody wanted to kidnap a white girl in 2018, you just need to get a pool, a flamingo inflatable, some rose gold balloons, and some drinks, and it'll be good to go. I was like, I would actually go there, like right now. I would go there. If there were puppies, though, too. But just dishing tips and values. And guys, think about your 5 pillars. Think about your 5 pillars. So again, just the 2 of you being here right now, just off the top of my head. Jenna pushing, and you don't even have to push this, but just because you're the one person on the team that I know that has this in her bio. But as far as your faith goes, something that I really love, there is such a faith and fitness community on Instagram. So letting people know that a morning routine does not just have to be listening to a podcast. It can be doing, reading your favorite passage, or it could be just reading your Bible. I know some people just literally read it from front to back, or whatever it could be, So sharing little tips about how you do your morning routine, or let me think of another one. Like Alexia sharing tips on how to stay motivated and excited even when you're not like, functioning at 150% right now. So many people would be discouraged and just use it as an excuse, but you're still showing up, right? You have every reason in the book not to, but you're not using it. Let them know that's the only difference between you and them. You have the excuse, you're just not using it. So definitely dishing tip after tip. So like today I threw one out, and I didn't get as much interaction on it as I usually do on my other posts, but just literally just matter of the fact, hey, whatever, try new things. But it was basically just putting on music when I work out. And those 72 people are going to be the people that put on music and kind of get in a better mood by listening to it. Everybody else just, whatever. What else am I going to say? So just things like that. So next week, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Lift 4 again. I'm going to talk about that again too, Wednesday night for Coach Basics, how to really push for that. But you guys are going to see me tomorrow talk more about the fitness group sneak peek. I'm still going to go in my stories tonight and talk about it. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay, just let people know. Basically, just invite people. This is different than a coach sneak. Don't invite people here over sharing just the details with them. You're inviting people here that they're not ready to order this month, but they want to order next month. You're inviting the people that threw out the money objection or the time objection at you. Hey, girl, check out this group. I think this is really going to help build your confidence in knowing that this really is flexible and will fit whatever schedule you have. Okay, but for the girls that are like, yeah, I'm totally interested, send me details. They'll be like, oh, actually, no, I have this group, let me plug you in. No, that's for coaching. They're interested in the fitness group, get them started, right? If they have objections or maybe they're nervous, they haven't responded to you. Maybe they said yes, you've messaged them back and you haven't heard from them. Hey girl, like totally cool if you're a little nervous about getting started. Believe me, I totally feel you. I was too. What about this? I'm running a totally free, no strings group this week, giving you a preview into my online fitness studio. Would you want to check that out before committing? I think it would help build your confidence before you get started. Okay, using that sort of as that leverage, free, okay, letting them know that you're here to help them. What do you guys think?
That's good.
Awesome sauce. I'm so excited. I'm trying to think. Okay, so Alexia, I want to hang out and just talk to Jenna super quick if that's okay. Actually, I'm going to stop